Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if it's first time, welcome. Wow. I know I always start with a lot of these videos the same, but I can't believe what a experience this has been. Out of every Grail Balisong that I've ever flipped, this is by far my favorite. Granted, free things do taste better, or in this case, flip better. Let's dive into it. So let's get into the specs for this Balisong. The handles are going to be made out of Ti6Al 4V sandwich handles, so grade 5 titanium handles with either carbon fiber or G10 inlays. In my case, this is G10, both with diagonal milling across the surfaces for extra grip and a better delicate texture. The blade itself is going to be made of CPM S35VN steel, so very good steel for a Balisong. And the pivot system runs on bushings, PB washers, and in this case, titanium anodized hardware. Now let's dive into flipping. So for the first time in a review video for me, we don't have a weight system, surprisingly. The Barracuda, Glider, Crescent, even my overviews with the Opus, Voltaic, those all had weight systems. So this is the first for me that doesn't have a weight system. And personally, I don't mind weight systems because I think fine-tuning things to my preference is something I enjoy. While I do know there are individuals who prefer to have a Balisong just be well balanced out of the box. The Cygnus V2's balance profile is slightly handle bias with a weight distribution focused on the ends of the handle, and honestly the blade itself does have a decent bit of tip weight with a swedge along the belly here. So trick wise, it's decent at fans as the momentum from the tip and the ends of the handles carry it quite well. It does take a little bit of effort getting it to start, but Z-chokers, palm fans, they all feel fantastic. Due to its handle biased nature and its decent end weight, chaplains themselves feel incredibly sticky and easy to perform. There's beautiful chamfering on the back of the blade, so it's incredibly comfortable. Rollovers also feel fantastic. Again, it feels weird flipping a Balisong without a weight system, but RAD Balisongs did an amazing job fine-tuning how this feels in the hand and how it flips, and it's wonderful. In taking it to Blade Show, I don't think I found a single person who tried it and did not like how it flipped. So that just kind of says something about how well balanced this thing is. So surprising to no one, again, this is an excellent flipper. As mentioned before with the balance and weight distribution, this does require a bit more effort to flip with the little bit of end weight in the handles and in the tip. It does require you to be more focused and intentional with your flipping, because this is one of the heavier momentum Balisongs that I have in my collection, and it carries very well, requiring less effort to follow through movements in your combos, but it does take effort to stop. So ricochet tricks or tricks like the kiss goodbye, requiring quick stops of motion and reverse of momentum, does require more effort, and it's just quite a bit harder to do. It's exacerbated by the fact that the middle of the Balisong, and by middle I mean middle of the handles here, have empty cutouts in between both sides. And not only that, there's also extra material removed here for the G10 inlays. That concentrates the weights up here by the pivots and the weights down here by the ends of the handles. So don't get me wrong though, it still fans very well, and especially if you are a more experienced flipper, honestly, if you could fan a Bowie Kraken, you can fan this. It's really not that difficult, but it does certainly feel a little unstable. So since we talked about the good things about it, let's talk about the bad things about its flipping. And by far, my least favorite thing about this Balisong is its jimping. It is almost non-existent in my opinion. This is barely anything. And again, not only is it just barely anything on the exterior of the handle, it's completely bare on the inside. So it's only one side of jimping, and the one side that does, nothing. And granted, I usually wouldn't care if the Balisong was lighter because it's going to be more forgiving, such again as the Crescent. This is over 4 ounces. I have definitely thrown this across the room. You can see it in my first impressions where I launched this, because the jimping sometimes it just gives out if you don't squeeze hard enough. So all in all, I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10 for flipping. I really like how it flips, but wow, is the jimping bad. So next, let's talk about value. Value is going to be difficult because I did get this for free in a giveaway. However, I'm going to judge it on its original price of $450. And again, the price is going to range between the feather and the buoy blade and the regular anodized and G10 and carbon fiber inlays. The price for me though comes down to 2 main reasons: materials and machining. Materials wise, these are the 2 highest quality materials usually utilized in Balisong manufacturing. Grade 5 titanium for the handles and S35VN for the blade. So materials wise, it makes sense so far. Now let's talk machine wise. Now let's take a closer look into machining. For one, the feather blade, it is incredibly unique with cutouts towards the spine on the back of the blade, also having a indent or being depressed down, which does require more time machining it. So it's more like 2-step machining for this part. And the handles themselves are Chandwich, which in my opinion is my least favorite in terms of construction due to its complexity. So one, it will add price without really any real advantage other than usually having a fantastic sound, such as the Seraph and or the Opus, which are both also Chandwich. Even though I don't like Chandwich, I can't say anything but good things about how well this is machined and how good it sounds. Give it a listen. The machining itself is nothing short of stunning. And despite me not being a fan of Chandwich designs, I can't help but admire the absolute complexity and construction of the handles. There is milling all along the faces of the handle that matches the milling on the G10, which is subtle in detail, but a beautiful one at that. The G10 itself is interesting because it's not flat machined G10. It's curved, so it's 3-dimensional, which takes even more time to manufacture and to fit into the cutouts. And there are also some cutouts within the Balisong to reduce the weight and change up the sound. So let's also talk about, what do you get when you buy this Balisong? So for one, you get an authentication card, a giant microfiber cloth, extra pivot hardware. That's it. I think I was a little disappointed because I've been spoiled by the likes of the Bally's and LDY. At $450, I would at least hope for an extra set of matching stainless G10 hardware. I think this is T6. I wish it came with this because there's a stainless hardware for the top and bottom pivots, but none of the small ones for here. This is a little disappointing. And in case, you do need to clean it, if you strip these, it's over for you. You're just gonna be stuck with a stripped T6 screw. I have seen people buying these Cygnus V2s with a full DLC coated blade, flipping it, and having tolerance issues because the washers wore off the DLC coating around the pivot area, gunking it up and requiring the full disassembly of the Balisong to clean. And for some people, I've seen that after they polished off the pivot area and reinstalled, it seemed to fix the issue. So I think that kind of reinforces why we need extra washers in case something like that does happen. So when we take into account for the titanium and the S35VN blade and its combination of beautiful complex machining and work along with its lackluster unboxing experience, it does bring the score down to a solid 7 out of 10, which, by the way, most of the value is brought up by the fact that this itself is amazing, but the unboxing experience was very disappointing for me because I think the knife itself is a fantastic value for how amazing this is and how much work goes into this Balisong at $450. So, do I recommend it? That's the big question. And that depends on what you yourself are looking for in a Balisong. If you're looking for a performant flipper with premium materials and a fantastic build at a reasonable price, this is it. Again, don't forget the reasonable price. is because this is a Chinese manufacturer. They can get these materials at lower price points. That, and for me, that's comparing to prices of what you see from JK Designs, Acid Works, A51 projects, where most of their Balisongs are past the $1,000 mark. But don't forget again, Chinese versus American manufacturing. The only other Balisong at this price point with titanium in G10 is going to be the Andrew Meyer Knifeworks Aeon V2. And honestly, don't ask me how. I don't know how they pulled it off, but I want to get one of those soon. And I think out of the other premium Balisongs that I tried out and flipped, this is one of the best ones that I feel in terms of flipping. And I've been to Blade Show. I tried the Orca, I tried the Monarch, Hashtag knives. I tried the Tsunami. I've tried some of the A51 Projects knives also, which, by the way, the Jato, J-A-T-O, is my favorite from them, and I actually really want one, but it is super expensive, so I don't have money for it. In terms of all the premium ones, this is by far one of my favorite in how it flips and especially how it feels. However, if you are looking for a purely performant flipper with the best dollar to performance, you are looking at a very, very wrong Balisong, because the Valleys and LDY have that on lockdown with Balisongs such as the Kite, Crescent, Hydra, and Orion that will perform just as well, if not better, because don't forget, Balisong Nerd won West Coast Flipping Competition with a Orion S. So for me, this is easily one of the best and coolest Balisongs that I've ever tried and owned.
I cannot thank RAD Balisongs enough for doing this giveaway.
And again, I am incredibly lucky that I won this Balisong. Incredibly happy to see another Balisong company creating an absolute banger of a Bali with its own unique design language. And I wish RAD the absolute best. And based on the impressions, again, of the people at Blade Show, the Cygnus V2 is absolutely here to stay. And in my opinion, it's easily one of the best premium Balisongs out there. I know they have one more Balisong in the works called the Prelude, which, by the way, Saruman has a video on for their first impressions. I highly recommend you check it out. I watched it, loved it, forgot to comment, so I'm going to go back to comment on it. Other than the Prelude and the Cygnus, I'm excited to see what they have next. Thank you guys again for watching. I am incredibly grateful for you guys and for being so patient. I know it's been a long break again, and if you have any questions, suggestions, or want to share your experiences, please leave it in the comments below. Of course, please like, subscribe if you want to. If not, that's okay. And of course, thank you guys for watching. Be good, be kind, take care of yourselves and the ones that you love, and have a wonderful day. Thank you.